Hey, welcome back to Blue Paw. Hey, it's motorcycle season coming up, and now is the time to start getting some things ready. Maintenance on the 2007, and now it's time to put some clothes on the 2004. If you remember last year, I was riding it with that cheap front headlight from Amazon, and now we've actually got some clothes to add to the bike. This is the collection of parts I've accumulated so far. We've got the new nose fairing. We've got the headlight, the front air dam, the windshield, I guess what are called the cow pieces. And then I've got two side panels that actually came with the bike. Neither of them are in great condition, but we're gonna work them over and make them in great condition. Obviously the right side one's the biggest piece of, well, let's just say it's the biggest piece. But we're gonna work on that one and get that taken care of and get that all cleaned up. And we are going to get that bike with some clothes on and not ride it naked anymore. Obviously, there's going to be some fitment things. Not everything here is OEM. Most of the pieces are, but not everything is. The headlight is not, the front cowl is not, and the windshield is not. The side cowl pieces are, the left fairing and the right fairing are both, and then of course the air dam is. Well, today is absolutely beautiful weather. It's supposed to get up into the 70s today, and I know you wouldn't judge it by all of this that I'm wearing, but I'll tell you the truth. A few years back, I actually, I lost a lot of weight. And actually, it was more than a few years back now. It's probably back 2006, 2007, somewhere in that time frame. But after losing all that weight, I got cold, very cold. And I have been cold probably every year since, from, I'd say, I don't know, October to May. And even though it's going to be 70 degrees today, and I'm going to work to get the bike out, right now it's 50. And I'm still a little chilly. Anyways, today, we're going to get back on the bikes and got to get the oil changed and everything and get the bikes checked out, make sure they're ready to ride. Because if it hits 70 today, I'm riding. Oh yeah. So let's get to work.
A few moments later.
Well, the weather was just too darn nice for me to stay home and finish that video. And I'm sure all of you are so disappointed that I didn't show you my spring maintenance on my bike. But the weather's just too nice out here today, and well, I had to go for a ride. Some things just have to be. Okay, well, so far we have everything installed. We've got the air dam installed here. We've got the gauge cluster installed there. We've got the headlights in here and the front end on. Now, I had to fabricate some mirror block-off plates because I don't have mirrors for this bike, and I'll probably get some at some point, but I wanted to go ahead and get some mirror block-off plates on it. It actually looks pretty good. The headlights don't fit too bad. I was a little worried on the fitment of all these different pieces, but actually they turned out pretty good. All of them working together. The front fairing, obviously these holes along with the aftermarket windshield were not, these were not the greatest lineup that you could possibly get. So some of them needed to be a little hogged out. But so far, so good. And we're gonna keep working on this. Now I'm gonna try and get the side fairings on and get the, what I'm calling the cow pieces on. So we're gonna get back to work for that. So we're gonna start with the left side fairing, and we're gonna put this one on first. It's missing a clip on the front, but that's okay because we've got the other two clips to use as a model for it. It's got a small crack here, which I'm going to drill a hole in just to keep it from spreading. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, it's right here. This crack right there. See if I can get it in the light. There it is. And this one here is probably a little hogged out as well, but nothing that can't be resolved. Obviously, it's got scratches on it and needs painted, but we're going to try and get this piece on first and just do a dry fit on it, and we know what we need to fix, so we'll get to those later. Well, we've got the left side on, and it is a mix of hardware at this point. I'm going to order all new hardware for this thing, but all the pieces are in place. I've got washers where they need to be, here, here, and here. Sorry, there you go. And those are temporary, like I said, until I get the new hardware in. But I've actually got the left side cowl on as well, and it's not fitting bad in there. Obviously, there's a few gaps here. There's a little bit of a gap up front here, and then the worst part about this aftermarket front fairing is this piece right here. This is actually bowed out on both sides, or bowed in, not bowed out, bowed in on both sides. And I don't know if you can see them or not, but the rubber grommets are in place and they don't seem to be holding it. I'm not sure if I need to heat that up or what I need to do in order to get that to fit. But we're going to play with that a little bit and try and get this piece here a little tighter and get that to actually fit in the fairing, because it'll stay for a little bit just like that, but it tends to want to pop out. So, and then of course the fitment up through here isn't exactly the greatest. I think once we get this bolt here resolved, then I think this will actually fit a little bit tighter. But for now, it is what it is. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not the greatest. But here we are with the left side hardware on and the left side fairing on. I've got a slight leak from a hose. That's why the bucket's underneath of it right now. But we'll get to that. And of course, we still need to do something about that horrible cover. But all in time. Let's keep going, see what we can get next. And now the right side fairing. This thing is really, I hate to say it, this thing's really junk. It's got all the tabs up here. It's missing the top tab here. And down here, it's just riddled with cracks, and it's pretty much just out of shape. This one here, it won't line up. I tried to see if I could fix that. I don't think that's going to be fixable. This hole here is actually where it holds onto the rear of the frame. This is where it mounts to the rear of the frame, and you can see that whole mount is just gone. So I think, honestly, this fairing will probably get replaced, and I'll probably just hold on to it for extra parts. But it's the one I've got for right now, and we're going to play around with it and see if we can get it to at least fit on the bike, do some mock-up, and just go from there. So let's keep working and see what we get. Well, and here is the right side put on. Now, it is not a good fit at all. But this right side fairing is bowed out quite a bit. It's had way too many repairs done on it, and it's just not anything to write home about. I definitely cut a little too much away as far as the frame slider was concerned, but that was kind of done intentionally. I mean, I knew this fairing wasn't worth a darn, and I just really needed it to clear. So that is that's the right side fairing on the bike. So we're white and gray on this side, and we're white and black on this side. Hey, look at that. Got the turn signals on, and as you can tell, these are also pulled just from my generic inventory. I got a clear one over here and a smoked one over here, but it doesn't really matter. And once again, as you can tell, the hardware is not a good match. I've got an extra piece in here. It clearly doesn't match everything. This piece here is, once again, this is where it's broke off on the actual fairing. So there's nothing wrong there, but it's connected at the front, so that'll hold it in place for now. But yeah, so we now have a bike that at least has some clothes on it. But like I said, they are not perfect, so I'm probably going to order another side fairing for the other side, for the right side. The left side fairing here, this isn't bad. I can actually make this work. But the right side fairing leaves a lot to be desired, so I'll be ordering a new one of those and getting that on. But for now, bike has clothes on it. Pretty excited about that. And by the way, if you're looking for stands, this Woodcraft stand, front stand, they've got the rear stands too. I don't have any of those yet. I've just got the Pitbull rear stands, but I love this Woodcraft front stand. It's got the bicycle attachments on the side, or bicycle seat adjusters on the side. I know there's a technical name for them, but I tend to call them the bicycle seats. They're covered with webs and everything else. Sorry about that, it's dirty. But I absolutely love this stand. It's probably one of the best stands that I've ever used. It's lightweight, it's functional. I can't say enough about it. The guys at Woodcraft are great. I've actually had a little bit of personal interaction with Eric Wood, just through email and stuff, but just absolutely, they stand behind their product. If you've got any problems with it, they'll take care of it right away. These guys are by far one of the best in the business. So if you're looking for a front stand, be sure to grab one of these. They're not gonna let you down. I wish the bike, I wish it had come with fairings, but if it didn't, if it would have come with fairings, it would have been a lot more expensive. And remember, this is the bike I bought that was basically a basket case for 400 bucks. So it's a far cry from where it was originally, but knowing what it's going to take to get those fairings to work right on it, like I said, I may end up spending a little bit of money. I just hate to buy them because I've got such a great front fairing here, and that's an OEM front fairing. The rear fairing back here is an OEM fairing, but it's pretty well ate up from where the guy had the accident. I got it. There's a cord going through there. That's why this doesn't look like it fits well. And this poor thing just needs a little more TLC, but we'll get to her. And Lord knows I need to do something about that cover. I keep on talking about it, but now with fairings on it, it's just screaming even uglier now. So probably take care of that as well. You can see right here where this radiator hose is leaking. Got to get to the bottom of that. I think I've just got it pushed on there a little too far. Probably resolve that pretty easily. But yeah. There's a saying that project bikes only start cheap, and that's 100% true. They're cheap for a reason, never forget that. But at the end of the day, they're a lot of fun to get working again, and this one has been I love working on them, so giving me the opportunity to continue to work on this thing has been fun. Now, I just got to get it to the point where I can ride it again, because I was riding it with that cheap fairing, I was actually riding it with that cheap headlight. So now I got to get these to fit or order some new, and Lord knows we're probably going to end up ordering some new. I hate to put too much money into this bike because, as you can see behind me, I've still got the 06 back there that I've got to get done, and that bike's got all factory fairings on it. So I really don't want to spend a whole lot of money getting the basket case running whenever I really need to get the 06 up and running. And speaking of the 06, here's actually the roller for it. As you can tell, it hasn't had a lot of love done to it, and I really haven't done anything major to it. So this project is next, and hence the reason why I haven't wanted to spend a whole lot to get that thing perfect. I really want to get this thing right here. This is the one that's going to get the love and the money spent on it. So, and of course my 07 back there in the corner. But this is the one that needs the love and the money spent on it, so that's what I think I'll do. I think I'll just keep piecing together the 04 and get it to the point where it's ready to rock and roll, at least as best we can. Keep the 07 over there. It's got my tank bag on it right now. And then build this one next. So it's motorcycle day here at the shop again, and I can't tell you how much I enjoy working on these things. Well, it's nice having the bikes together next to each other, and now that everything's getting some clothes on them, they're looking better. So I think it's a decent time to stop this video and gather some more parts and get ready to do some more work on these things. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like to. So be sure to check back again. We'll be doing some more work on the 04, probably do some work on the 07, and definitely be doing some work on the, let's get this turned around, the 06. We've got some more metal work coming up here shortly, and yeah, should be a good time. Try not to put out too many videos because I don't want to inundate your YouTube subscriptions. So I try not to put out too much, but we've got some events coming up and things like that, and it'll be fun. So just stay tuned, subscribe, hit the like button if you like it, and yeah, if you don't, you get exactly what you pay for. Thanks for watching. See ya.